9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It is Timeless Elite Wednesday, not the shitty CEO Wednesday because he hasn't given you a watch along, but have no fear, your Timeless Elite is here. This is your PR princess, Stone Cold Courtney, whatever you want to call me, because we are here for the next 3 hours, September to remember. And what better way to kick it off than with a contract signing between the AEW World Heavyweight Champion and his opponent, Kyle Fletcher, with Tony Schiavone in the ring. As I mentioned last week, Bryan Danielson will be joining the announcing broadcast booth. I'm very excited. I don't know where this is going to go with him. I really want to get Nigel's reaction on all this, but we are kicking off with a contract signing. It's going to be a big match between them. Obviously, we're just waiting on the Aussie Proto style Kyle Fletcher and that creep Don Callis I don't really care much about, but who cares? But thank God it's Timeless Elite. Yes, I am. We're going to London, Ontario, Canada. Getting a little taste of the Canadian spirit. Boza, Zach Minner. Ooh, it's National Banana Cream Pie Day. So awesome, awesome, awesome. But outside of this, because we have a huge stacked card outside of the contract signing, we will know who is going to join the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada and Konosuke Takeshita between the Beast Mortos and Mascara Dorada, who will be the third person in the AEW Unified Championship Eliminator match. Obviously, we have my lady Toni Storm. She will be having a spotlight ahead of her big match in the Fatal 4-Way match for the AEW Women's title against Thekla, Chris Statlander, Jamie Hayter. We're also going to have Jon Moxley taking on Roderick Strong after the chaos had happened on Collision. And I'm going to pause on that because we're going to hear from Tony Schiavone. Somebody has decided this is Don Callis Town Hall. Oh my goodness. We got to listen to this creep. Tony Schiavone's trying to be civilized, and this creep wants to ruin everything. It feels like the challenger is confident. Yeah. Let's hear what this creep has to say. He has a right to say what he wants.
And I've been waiting since that time to get it back. And now I found someone who's bigger, faster, and better than Kenny Omega and you. There is nothing as great as you are, Hangman. There's nothing you can do to this all-time stud athlete. There is no one like Kyle Fletcher. So enjoy the belt. Saturday, it's coming to the family.
They're saying F Don Callis. And he's from Canada, by the way. I guess people in Canada don't like him.
Because and I'm pretty sure everyone else is absolutely tired of half the roster feeling the need to get involved in these championship matches. And it is certainly not because I would have any issue with putting you and the rest of the family into the ground at All Out. Let me make it clear why I want you to do this on your own, Kyle. It is because I see the potential in you. I see what you could be. You are 26 years old. You are someone who can be in AEW for decades because you are someone that this entire roster one day could look to carry this company into the future. And if you want this championship, if you want that responsibility, you are going to have to be the man who is worthy of it.
Deep words from Hangman.
You're going to have to earn it on your own, by yourself. You will have to be worthy of this if you want it. And let me tell you, if you read that contract, you will find that if Don or any other member of the Don Callis family gets involved in this match, and not only would you be disqualified and lose the match, but you would be stripped of the TNT Championship as well.
So in the contract, it says if anybody from the Don Callis family gets involved, not only Kyle would lose the match by disqualification, but would be stripped of the TNT Championship. That is interesting.
You talked big last week. You're not so sure of yourself now?
Interesting.
You think that scares me, Hangman? You could have put anything in this contract. You could have said I walked a mile of shattered glass to get a shot at that championship, and I still would have signed it. I am scared of nothing. Congratulations, you got it in writing. This Saturday, there will be nobody else involved, but it changes nothing. I am still the best professional wrestler to ever step in an AEW ring. This Saturday, I fulfill my destiny when I become the AEW Men's World Champion. I am better than you were in 2019 when you first challenged for this championship. Thank you very much. I am better than you were in 2021 when you first won that championship, and I damn sure am better than you are right now.
Kyle Fletcher's making a purpose. He's only making a purpose.
AEW doesn't need you anymore, Hangman. It doesn't need Kenny Omega anymore. What it needs is the proto star, Kyle Fletcher. So this Saturday, I do you a favor. I allow you to ride off into the sunset because that championship and this entire company belongs to me. All right?
Kyle Fletcher signed. And Hangman looks like he wants to sign. And what's he going to say right here?
I know how it feels to be you right now. I know what it feels like to be in your shoes. I have been there. But the thing that you don't know yet is how it will feel before it will crush you. It will ruin you. It will all but take every shred of confidence that you have away from you. I believe you when you tell me that you will give me everything that you have, but it will not be enough. I will be sure of it. And Kyle, what you do with that feeling, that will be what defines you. So Kyle, at all out, and in the days and the years that follow, do not disappoint.
And Hangman sat on the dot, and it's official.
This Saturday afternoon, Hangman Page-Kyle Fletcher of the world title. Hold on, Tony. Hold on.
one more thing.
I hope that by now you know that I am a man of my word. There would be no physicality at this contract signing. There will be no interference this Saturday. But I promise you, I am leaving with both the TNT and World Championship this Saturday. Tonight, I am going to leave you beaten, bloody, and unable to walk out of here on your own to me. And until that moment comes, say my full name.
That creep running like a scalded dog. But it is official, the contract signing between Kyle Fletcher and Hangman Adam Page. And the stipulation said, if any member from the Don Callis family, including Don Callis himself, interferes, Kyle Fletcher will automatically get a disqualification and will be stripped of the TNT Championship match. So, we're getting ready for All Out this weekend. And Boza, I know I'm trying too hard, but I kind of knew the title was going to be there, and you had to really think like who was going to be the next opponent for Hangman. But also, as I mentioned, they're going through the card with All Out. They're Jon Moxley, Darby Allin in a coffin match. And just going through the rest of the matches, we have, they're doing a promo of Darby Allin and Jon Moxley. But card for tonight, they're going a no holds barred between the Toxic Spider Thekla and Queen Aminata, and they're finally gonna have a match one-on-one. Happy to see that. We're also gonna have the AEW World Tag Team Titles 4-way ladder match qualifier matches. We got 3 matches in line. We have the Bang Bang Gang versus the Young Bucks, 2 teams that are very familiar with each other. We're also going to have Hechicero and Josh Alexander of the Don Callis family taking on Top Flight. And we're going to have Kip Sabian and Kill Switch taking on the team of JetSpeed. We're going to have Bobby Lashley taking on Toa Liona from the Gates of Agony. We're also going to have Riho taking on Robyn Renegade ahead of her match with the TBS title against Mercedes Moné. And we're going to have Christian, I'm going to call him Edge and Christian, face-to-face with FTR. So all this is happening, all more. And Terry M., nice to see you. Obviously, you are allowed to cheer for the Don Callis family. Oh, so earlier today, there was a sit down with Darby Allin. So they're going to be like, oh, I know, Boza. Obviously, I couldn't forget my lady in the spotlight because I mentioned it earlier. Obviously, I couldn't forget about Toni Storm. But we are going to start off with Jon Moxley taking on Roderick Strong. And this is pretty interesting because you already know who Roderick Strong's wife is, Marina Shafir. Like, how would you feel if Jon Moxley beating up on your husband? I know on screen they're trying to keep it kayfabe, but I'm trying to think how it would happen off cameras. It's like you're facing off against her husband. And obviously we have Marina Shafir and Daniel Garcia accompanying to the ring. Obviously, after what we saw on Collision on the final night. Obviously, on the final night of 2300, we did see Daniel Garcia turn on Darby Allin. No, not Collision, Dynamite, the final Dynamite for 2300. We did see him backstab Darby Allin, and it's going to be very interesting. I know we did see Daddy Magic have a little bit of a hothead, and I feel like this storyline is going to build further. I'm very curious on where this is going to go because obviously we know that little runt Wheeler Yuta is still there with Claudio, and Yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be long-term storytelling, and this is where Darby Allin's going to call some friends because he can't do this alone. Like, come on now. He cannot do this alone, so he's going to have to call some friends. Obviously, we know Eddie Kingston is making his return this weekend against Big Bill. Obviously, Eddie Kingston still has issues with not just the Death Riders, but also Gabe Kidd as well, because that's the reason he got injured. Obviously, my main squeeze, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, because we're just waiting for him to soon. And yes, Boza, she was on the Ariel Helwani show. And also, don't forget, because Monday she was on the Sandman's podcast. Definitely watch that episode. That episode was hilarious from what I heard, but definitely watch that. I think, Ariel Helwani, and this is no shade at him because I think he's used to being in the boxing space and the MMA. He's not used to professional wrestling, so he's trying in a way. I'm not going to knock him for it, but I think he is trying. And yes, Boza, thank you for that, because Marina Shafir, that little runt Will Yuta, will be in tag team action. And it's so nice to see you, Sindel. Of course, I'm Timeless Saving Wednesday. You get to spend it with me. But I just laugh at myself because we're seeing Jon Moxley take on Roderick Strong. And outside the ring, it's Roderick Strong's wife. I just find that really funny. Obviously, we know Kyle O'Reilly is going to be at ringside for Roddy. Oh, man, they really went after Daniel Garcia. Roddy, focus on Jon Moxley. And then if you saw Collision this past weekend, Roddy and Kyle mentioned they were talking with Adam Cole, and even Adam Cole said he's disappointed in him. That'll be very interesting. Because if Adam Cole is on schedule, well, I know with the injury it's very, very bad, but very optimistic. We could see Adam Cole in the future, maybe in 2026. Oh, and he's putting a chokehold on Roddy. Hi, Lewis Johnson. Thank you for joining on Timeless Elite Wednesday with your Timeless Elite at WWT, your PR Princess Courtney with you. We are kicking off September to Remember, a special 3-hour edition of AEW Dynamite with me. We are kicking off with Jon Moxley taking on Roderick Strong. We know Kyle O'Reilly's in the corner of Roderick Strong, and in the other corner, we have Marina Shafir and Daniel Garcia. Obviously, if you haven't been keeping up track, Daniel Garcia supposedly joined the Death Riders on the final night of Dynamite at the 2300 Arena, where he did backstab Darby Allin and left everybody in shock, from Daddy Magic to Nigel McGuinness to Bryan Danielson. So everybody is a little bit spinning their heads, but hopefully we do get to see Darby Allin. And don't underestimate Roddy, because Roddy is a former AEW International Champion. And as I mentioned, they're showing like the World Tag Team title qualifier matches, because we have 3 happening. And also, just to let you know, after Dynamite is over, they're going to shift over to Collision, because obviously we know All Out Toronto is happening this weekend. So 3 hours with me, which actually it's not that bad, because if they have to bump it to 3 hours, I can handle it. When I did 4 hours, that was a bit of a stretch, but we made it. And also, feel free to put in the chat on who you guys got winning. Do you have Roderick Strong, or do you have Jon Moxley winning this match? Oh, man, nice drop kick by Roddy. Look at this! And the interaction with them and their husband and wife. It's just really interesting to watch them be husband and wife. There's Kyle O'Reilly. I knew he would stick up for his friend. It's just very interesting how their husband and wife on screen, but on screen they're like, we don't like you. And also, you heard from Willow last week that she wants. Oh, and before I forget, there will be a picture-in-picture. Picture-in-picture is happening right now, but the match is still going live. So just let you know. And obviously, they're showing the commercial of the AEW All Out in Toronto on HBO Max. Only $40, by the way. Just to let you know, there will be a watch along this weekend by yours truly. I also do believe we're gonna have a watch along for WrestlePalooza. There's been a lot. I know we did not have WWT live on Monday, but we will have WWT live after AEW Dynamite. I know myself and Honey will be on. I don't know who else is going to join. We don't know, but I know for sure myself and Honey will be on the show for WWT live because there was a lot of news that happened. And also we did find out that ESPN and WWE had their first joint PR call ahead of WrestlePalooza this weekend. So giving you all the details and everything else. So once we wrap up Dynamite, we're going to head over to WWT Live, obviously talk about the post show regarding AEW Dynamite, recap from last night's NXT Homecoming, obviously Monday Night Raw. Also, like any news that are happening, especially ahead of two big PLEs happening this weekend. But yeah, there's a lot that's happening in stock. But you get to hang with me for the next 3 hours. And as I mentioned, Willow Nightingale wants Marina Shafir. And I've been saying this for the last couple months. They need to have a match with each other because you built this up so much going back to last year at Full Gear. They should have at least had a match at All in Texas. And for me, it would be interesting if you're not going to have it at Dynamite, because after All Out, the next pay-per-view is Wrestle Dream. But it would be interesting if they had a one-on-one match at Full Gear with the fact not only Willow returned, but she also beat the crap out of Marina Shafir. So that would be very interesting to have. Yes! There was a tailgate brawl on TNT at 2 p.m. on Saturday. But it's pretty much similar to 0 Hour. But yeah, we're gonna have a tailgate brawl. We obviously know 8-woman Texas Tornado tailgate brawl. So that is going to be a fun match, and I am ready for it. And yes, Boza, you named all the participants in this match. I'm happy the ladies are getting more on screen. I just don't like it when they jam it up into like 8-woman tag team matches because there's so many storylines that they could work with. And I know obviously they're trying to figure out some ends and everything else, but it just kind of would be nice if they did do a little bit of separate storylines here and there, but I don't know. But we're back live to AEW Dynamite from London, Ontario, Canada for September to remember. We have our first match for the night, Jon Moxley taking on Roderick Strong. Obviously, we know Kyle O'Reilly's in the corner of Roddy, Marina Shafir, and Daniel Garcia in the corner of Jon Moxley. It's very interesting to hear Bryan Danielson do commentary. It's like it's so, I mean, I do love the 3-person team, but he just sounds so intellectual in a way and gives his own insight. Well, Roderick Strong, he's capturing some momentum. There's a reason why he's a former AEW International Champion. Knee strike. Kick out made by Jon Moxley. What do I have a feeling that Darby Allin is going to come out probably after the match is over. I just have this feeling Darby's going to come out and probably do something crazy.
We noticed John Moxley targeting the throat of Roderick Strong, trying to inhibit the breathing, trying to empty the gas tank, but Moxley right there. Sorry, Mox got his head out of there on that double underhook. Give the maneuver out and now into a chopping exchange. As proficient of a striker as Moxley.
Oh, nasty clothesline by John Moxley. Oh, and he gives a finger. Ooh, nasty tombstone. Kick out by I don't know how Roddy kicked out of that. Moxley trying to put a submission hold in, trying to get that locked in, and he did onto Roddy. But Roddy has his foot on the ropes.
The ring as his ally, and that bottom rope to break that hold. He's no shame in that. That's just smart wrestling.
Both of them having punches with another. Ooh, nice kick. Trying to put a submission hold in. Kick out made by John Moxley. Daniel Bryan said it best. Daniel Bryan. Oh, God, Daniel Bryan. Bryan Danielson, by the way. What is Roddy? What's Roddy doing? Is he going to suplex? What? Oh, my goodness. He got one of Roddy's fingers. He bit one of his fingers. Nice kick by Roddy. Oh my goodness, that was nasty. Oh my goodness, both guys are on the floor. What Daniel Garcia is doing. Oh, well, here comes Kyle O'Reilly. I kind of knew he was going to help out his friend, Roddy. Oh, my God, Daniel Garcia, Kyle O'Reilly. Oh, God, and there's that little runt Wheeler Yuta. Doesn't that guy have anything better to do? And why do I feel like Darby's going to come in? Oh, and not surprisingly, your winner by submission, John Moxley. And, of course, he's doing push-ups outside the ring. Putting the fingers up to all the fans. Getting a victory, but it's going to be very interesting because I feel like Darby has something up his sleeve in this coffin match. Because I feel like it's mostly going to be 4 or 5 on 1. But I feel like Darby's going to have some help from some friends. It's going to be very interesting what they see for the Death Riders, because don't worry, their time is coming. They're going to be going away soon. You just got to be patient. But obviously, we go from one personal match to another. MJF and Mark Briscoe, they're going to have a match this Saturday at All Out. And we know the stipulation from Collision this past weekend. Tables and thumbtacks. Oh, boy. And I'm really happy Mark Briscoe is growing on his own as a single star, because he's beloved by the fans. He's from Delaware. He owns a farm. He has his kids. But Mark Briscoe is no joke, and I really do like he's having a storyline with MJF, who is one of the top guys. And a friendly reminder, by the way, on Friday, because MJF has a busy schedule the next couple days, he will be defending the CMLL World Heavyweight Championship match against Mystico in a mask versus hair match. Pretty much if MJF wins, Mystico has to take off his mask. But if MJF loses, he has to get his head shaved. So it would be kind of funny to see him bald right before Saturday. That would be hilarious for me. But hopefully we'll find out what happens on Friday at CMLL's event. And what's he going to Boss Man's door? What's MJF doing at Tony's office? Bossman got some grapefruits in him. Well, not surprised by the comments made, but don't be shocked if MJF loses. Don't be shocked if he tries to kidnap Tony Khan. Just don't be shocked if he tries to either kidnap him or threaten him. That's all I have to say. But yeah, he got some grapefruits in him, Tony. Let's just see what you can do later in life. Well, later, because it's growth. But we have our match up next. Bobby Lashley taking on Toa Liona. And that's going to be a match of the meats. And also, I'm really happy the Gates of Agony are getting a lot of airtime opportunity. I know people are like, well, how come they're doing this, and this? Well, it's nice that they're paired off with Ricochet, who's been a veteran of the game for so long. And also, he wrestled and knows Bobby and Shelton very well, going back to their WWE days. So it's nice when you have two young, hungry guys teaming up with a veteran. And I do think this is going to be a rivalry that's really going to be interesting to watch. I hope this does display the Gates of Agony as serious contenders for the AEW tag team titles. I would love for them to get another opportunity, because the match they had with the Hurt Syndicate earlier this year was pretty solid. I enjoyed it. So hopefully with that one. And also, I can't say clients anymore, because Councilman had said things. I can't say the word clients, but I could say clientele, or I could say advocate. So everybody knows, obviously, Tony Storm, Orange Cassidy, Jamie Hayter, Alex Windsor, they're all on my camp. But, and yes, Boza, it was definitely nice to see MVP. He needs to do that a lot. He can still wrestle. don't let him underestimate you. He can still wrestle, and he studies black belts. So don't underestimate anybody that does black belt or a taekwondo. But anyways, for the clientele list, obviously the ladies I mentioned, also Caster and Anthony Bowens, because even from the Acclaimed, but even still now, because even though they're separately, I had the chance to meet them both respectively, and they were very sweet. We didn't talk much about this, but I think I may be posting this on social. It's very interesting if you watch Collision this past weekend. Jerry Lynn's trying to, talk to Anthony a bit, saying like, it's not about what you lost, it's who you're missing. And obviously, of course, the brewing between Caster and Bowens, it just kind of blew up in the face. And Jerry Lynn, he was there from day one. He knows exactly what the two of them saw, especially with Toni, because Toni did create the Acclaim. He was the one that did it. He didn't have any help from the Young Bucks or Kenny Omega. It was all his idea. But also giving a reminder and also teasing a bit, because this is going to play out too, because I still have the Acclaimed reuniting in 2026, just in time for Wembley Stadium, because they're going to be returning and they were part of the first two. So let the guys tease up a bit, because I really want to see how this goes. So it will be fun to watch, especially for them. And the tag team division needs a little bit of an oomph. And especially who could do it than them. And also, the Acclaim need to reclaim some victories, because I know FTR says they were winning his tag team. Just me, when the boys get back together, they're going to know who was the winningest tag team first. That's all I'm saying. But going back to Toa Liona. I do like the outfit that he has walking to the ring and embracing his heritage. But as I mentioned, we do have a match. Be Toa Liona taking on Bobby Lashley. Obviously, we see that annoying bald-headed Ricochet and Bishop Kong accompanying Toa to the ring. So we already know on their upcoming trios match this weekend, it's going to be a lot of physicality. I will say it'll be a lot of physicality. I don't know why, but I kind of do enjoy Ricochet as a heel. It's pretty dope. It's really interesting to see Ricochet embrace that heel character. And it looks like he's having fun. Looks like he's having so much fun. And we do see MVP. We do see Shelton Benjamin. And we see Bobby Lashley. I will say this. With Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin in their 50s, they can still go. And that's what happens when you take care of your body and you take care of your wellness. You could look like these two. They're chanting, "We hurt people." Yep, the fans are chanting, "We hurt people." Bobby Lashley hurts people. that is an accurate statement. That is very, very true. That's a very accurate statement. He does hurt people. I remember when he made his first debut match in WWE and he faced off against Simon Miller. And he still looks fit to this day. And also because they respect Bobby Lashley, they respect Shelton Benjamin. And that's why they are beloved by people. And here we go. Also, feel free to put in the chats on who you guys got in this match. Toa Liona and Bobby Lashley. And obviously the fans are chanting MVP outside of the ring. I thought MVP was going to do commentating, but he's like, "I'm not doing commentary. I'm doing ringside." Look at the even power. Yeah, because the only person that pretty much the only other person other than him that outside of Toa Liona, the only person that I could see could give Bobby a run for his money is Brody King. Like, if you did not see that match happen at Forbidden Door, Brody, oh my goodness, it was just insanity. Him and Brody just stared at it, and then Brody just trying to like manhandle. I'm like, don't underestimate Brody. I wouldn't say more nervous about his match. It's just he trying to get them on their A game. I'm not gonna say he's nervous, but and I think probably this is the first time, one of the few times that he feels the Hurt Syndicate has felt threatened. And it's kind of funny saying like there's no tag team in the division that's competitive. It's just crazy because I hate to say a lot of the times it's been, I don't want to say squash matches. I wouldn't say against the Outrunners was a squash match and the Gates of Agony, but it's very interesting. But Bobby Lashley getting some punches in. Ooh, that's a boot to the face. Yeah, that is true. I mean, Bobby has not been pinned. I think I know Shelton has been pinned. Shelton Benjamin has been pinned before. But yeah, you're right. Bobby has not been pinned. Yeah, they're teasing it a little bit, but like I said, Bozy, you gotta let the guys tease it up because I got them Wembley 2026. Oh man, that was a nasty headbutt by Liona. Oh man. See? Next to Brody King, Tayo Liona. My God, those are the only two that I can see handle Bobby Lashley. Well, I mean Swerve, but Brody and Tayoa, that's a whole different conversation. But even though the match is still in picture, the match is still going live. They're showing the replay of that nasty Samoan drop outside the ring. My God. Like I said, this is one of the first few rarities I've ever seen Bobby Lashley get manhandled. As I said, the first time. Well, it was actually the first time they faced off against the Gates of Agony against the Hurt Syndicate for the tag team titles. But it also the Outrunners too, because the Outrunners almost gave them a run for their money. Obviously, of course, as I mentioned many times, Brody King. But Bobby was able to get up. But yeah, even though the match is in picture, the match is still going on live. Yeah, Boza, I mean, like I said, they're teasing, but you got to let this play out a bit because I think the tag team division has been, as I said, it needs an umph because the Young Bucks can't do it forever. I mean, no disrespect to FTR, but they can't do it forever and they don't need the belts anymore. So, but it will be interesting to see. And also with the fact too, it was very interesting because they really thought Anthony was going to be the star, but it ended up being Max and the fans were going for Max and everything. But also with the fact too, some of the top tier guys, they're going to be on the injured list for a while. Obviously, Will Ospreay, Swerve Strickland, Kenny Omega, they're going to be off for a while. And Hangman, Darby, MJF, they cannot do it all themselves. That's why I'm happy that Kyle Fletcher, he's stepping up to the plate because I do see potential in him being a future star. Takeshita is another one. I mean, for me, and obviously we do see a lot of tension between Takeshita and Okada. I will say this, and I know we're going to do bold predictions this weekend, on Friday. I do see Takeshita being the one to pin Okada because Okada hasn't been pinned yet. I could see Takeshita, but it has to be one-on-one. I have to see that one-on-one match between Takeshita and Okada. And I could see that happening. But we are back live with AEW Dynamite September to remember. Just a further reminder, this is 3 hours, by the way. So we're almost wrapping up our number 1. Taya Liona taking on the almighty Bobby Lashley. And it has been pretty good. It's not a squash match or anything. I mean, a lot of physicalities between both of them. But I wouldn't sleep on Taya Liona. I would not sleep on him. Look at MVP. MVP's been... I know he's cheering for Bobby Lashley, but MVP was a little bit nervous in this match. And the fans are chanting for Bobby. Both of them having punches with each other. Just meat. As Booker T would say, meat. Oh man, I think both of them are trying to close on each other, but somebody has to take it. Belly to belly. But oh my God, Liona stood up. I will say this is definitely a solid match. I feel like it doesn't feel like a squash match, which I like. I'm curious on how he's going to put the lock on him. The hurt lock. Oh man, he got out of the ring. Ricochet, Bishop Kong. Oh my God, spear. Spear outside the ring. And the fans are going nuts for Bobby. Ricochet. He's such a bald-headed nerd. MVP taking out that bald-headed annoying nerd. Get him out of there. He just threw him outside the ring. And the fans even love MVP. Oh my God. That's hilarious. Here comes Bishop Kong. Where's Shelton? There's Shelton. I was like, nice super kick. I was like, where is he? Defend your partner. Oh my God. Ooh. This close. Yeah, Daniel saying that is true. Bobby Lashley has not been pinned. Him and Okada have not been pinned. So, well, is he going to put the hurt lock on him? Is it in? Oh my God. Nope. He has a hurt lock in. He's grabbing the ref's neck. Leona's grabbing the ref's neck. Yeah, that match is over. Yeah, that match is over. But your winner of this match is Bobby Lashley. But there is chaos and shenanigans happening after the match. MVP taking a Ricochet. It got so bad that MVP's cane broke. And then Shelton Benjamin took out Bishop. I'm just laughing at the way Ricochet is selling this. That is hilarious. Even in the business, yeah, even in a business suit, MVP still got it. Don't underestimate him one bit. I'm just laughing at the way Ricochet sold it. That's just hilarious. But this weekend, it's a big trios match at All Out Toronto. Oh man, there's going to be a lot of physicality. There's going to be a lot of madness. But coming up next, we got another match that is very personal and a lot of gruesome. We have, I'm still going to call him Edge and Christian, facing off with FTR up next right before their big match this weekend. I'm kind of happy. I kind of knew this was going to be. I know, Bosa. I don't think anybody's underestimating MVP, but for him to do that, he could still kick butt even his suit. And his cane got smashed in half. I can't believe that's happened. But this is your timeless elite, your PR princess, Stone Cold Courtney, with you tonight on a special 3-hour edition of AEW Dynamite September to Remember. And since we're on commercial, we're going to give you guys a preview because we're working on a women's wrestling archive at Women's Wrestling Talk. It's a project that Boss Lady created and something we wanted to share with all of you. And every contribution helps. But we wanted to give you a quick sneak peek on creating this archive where it talks about all the history of women's wrestling, not just on the major promotional side, but from everywhere, even originating way back. So feel free to check out this talking about the latest project from Women's Wrestling Talk.
Women's wrestling didn't just show up yesterday in glitter boots. We've been here the entire time, body slamming through history.
The Women's Wrestling Archive launches January 1st, 2026, and it's gonna pave the way for all women's wrestling.
Because if we don't document it, a man might say he did it first.
This has been a passion project for a very long time. Head over to the womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate 1, 5, or whatever you can. It all goes a long way.
Let's give these women the spotlight that they've always deserved.
Her story belongs in history. Help us preserve it today. Join us at womenswrestlingarchive.com. Support the archive. Support women's wrestling. Donate today.
Support everything with women's wrestling because we have it on the way. But yeah, we're almost done. Hour number 1. Yay! Where's the time gone? And oh my goodness, Stokely Hathaway was on. I'm not surprised that little weasel was on TMZ. I'm not surprised at all. Not surprised at all of that little weasel. But I mean, hey, his managerial services for FTR makes sense. I can't knock him for that. But we got a lot of action to go. Everything leading up to All Out Toronto. Obviously, we have another hour Dynamite. We do have 1 hour Collision. And then after that, we have, after AEW Collision, the countdown to All Out of 2025, where they talk about the major matches that are happening in All Out Toronto. Obviously, of course, the big tag team match. But we are going to take you live to Tony Schiavone. Yes, 2 of the greatest tag teams, because you got to include the Hardys. Oh my goodness, I know they're going to have a big introduction. I know it may not happen, but it would be crazy to see Beth Phoenix at All Out Toronto this weekend. That would be hilarious. And they're singing his theme song. And he's just waiting on his partner. I know, Bosa. That would be funny to see that Weasel against Beth. That would be hilarious. I just really would have loved to see Beth if she was there this Saturday. It would just be fun. It would be very funny to watch for me. But we're just waiting on his tag team partner. And listen to the fans. I can imagine how Toronto's going to be on Saturday, especially when they sing his theme song. And a broken dream. Oh my god, that's a throwback at somebody, Drew. Oh my god, I love it. I love seeing that. Just gets you chills. But here comes his partner. Devoted asshole. And he has admitted that he's an asshole. Terry, why would Christian turn on Edge, especially with the fact he just admitted, and also with the fact too, the entire patriarchy turned on him? It just wouldn't make any sense if they did like a double turn. Well, here's his partner. And he is the king of turtlenecks. I'm trying to think how their kids are. Like how both of their children. Oh, look at that. Look at that stare. Look at that photo. That could be the next Christmas card. I actually do have the photo where they took a Forbidden Door together. That's like a Christmas card right there. And here comes FTR with that. Oh, they got security. Brought out security. I see. I know, right? Yeah, that weasel needs security. I don't even know what's worse, this or like the interview you did with TMZ. And saying Stokely ain't got no hose. Mm-hmm. Really? He took the mic off Tony Schiavone's hands? $500,000 for that weasel? Please. Please. Who does he think he is? Oh boy. Well, let's hear what Dax and Cash have to say. To be fair. It's kind of hilarious. They're all friends off screen. Stokely's bringing the heat. Wow. That's very interesting. What is Stokely? He better not be yelling Tony Schiavone's face.
I'm not going to yell over you. I'm not going to scream over you. I'm going to say what I need to say, and then we're out of here. I can admit there was a time where you guys were the best tag team in the world.
And they still are one of the best.
If we're being honest, the only reason you were the best tag team in the world is because your competition was two mediocre teams that actually carried you to relevancy.
Two mediocre. Who are they talking? Oh.
FTR, for 11 years, we have carried tag team wrestling on our back. We have submitted ourselves as the generational tag team. A catalog of classic matches spanning over a decade with teams like Luke Bill and Enzo, Gable and Jordan, Gargano and Ciampa, the
Wow.
Young Bucks, Boy Club
Gargano,
Gold, the
Ciampa.
Outrunners, and a trilogy with the Briscoes.
That is true.
10
Trilogy.
world championships over 7 different brands. We are one of one. For you, this is a dream match. You need this to be a dream match.
Stokely better keep his hands.
Would have been a dream match. But this is the life that we're dealt. Saturday, don't make us end yours. Shut the hell up.
He just went right there.
To listen to me, but first, Stokely, you know all about disappointment. That's why you get no host.
He ain't getting no host. Stokely ain't getting no host tonight. That is true. With Beth.
You lived in our apartment. We opened our home to you because you were homeless. I opened the door for you to get hired. I did all of those things, and I never looked for anything in return. You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to come to AEW to work with you. That's what I wanted to do. And you want to say that you were in my spotlight? Well, look at me. On that.
Ooh.
The reason you were not in the spotlight is because they don't want you in the spotlight. They want to be in the spotlight. So it's tell you what, you want to make some good points here, eh? Oh, you're the best team in the last 11 years, whatever that is. And yes, you are now in the discussion of being one of the greatest tag teams of all time. Well, welcome to the club. We've been here for 25 years.
That is true. They've been there for 25.
While you two were starting to get bass in your voice, we were revolutionizing tag team wrestling.
Them two?
We made tag team wrestling important again. We created a damn match that turned into a pay-per-view. So now, Saturday, for the very first time ever, two of the greatest tag teams of all time are going to face off in our hometown. In front of our people, in our country. And when we drag you into the deep water, and when you're raining fists down on your stupid little faces and you're begging for mercy, you will understand why. There is only one Copeland Cage. Cage and Cope.
Cage and Cope. That's what he said. Okay. Oh, man.
You will understand why we are better than you. London, Ontario.
Let's hear what Christian has to say.
Let's be honest, $100,000 is a lot of money. And $500,000, Stokely, with that kind of money, you might actually be able to get yourself some hoes.
Keep the money. Please give Stokely a hoe. Please.
Sounding like an asshole. $100,000 helps. $500,000 doesn't mean a damn to me because I'm rich.
Hey, look, they're gonna pay the fine anyway, so who cares? I mean, look, they might as well. But they look like they have not missed a beat. Hi, Kevin Green. Thank you for joining on Timeless Elite Wednesday. Boza, you're right. They haven't lost a beat. And it's crazy. Like, these two are facing off against each other this Saturday. And you have the Dudleys and the Hardys facing off against each other next month at Bound for Glory. Insanity. They might as well pay the fine then. Hey, Christian said I'm a rich guy. I did love how FTR mentioned like some of the people. Ooh, are they bloody dead? Poor Dax, he's been getting bloodied the last couple of weeks. They bloodied him. I can tell you this match is definitely. I can tell you this. I know that is actual blood right there. I can imagine it's going to be a very personal battle this weekend, and I'm actually looking forward to it. I mean, obviously they're going to go up against the main event for WrestlePalooza, John versus Brock Lesnar. I really thought AJ and CM Punk versus Seth and Becky would be the main event because that was a lot of hype in that. But I guess because John's in his farewell tour, that makes a lot of sense. But here is Renee, the wonderful Renee Paquette, and back behind there is the Young Bucks, who have their money after winning that $500K tag team all-star match last week. But let's see what Miss Renee has to say to the Young Bucks, who got their money back. Oh! That is true. They are 3-time tag team champions. I mean, she gave them Renee money. Well, at least Renee got some money. I know, Boza. They're trying to act nice. It's like something's up. I smell something. But they got their entrance back. I guess with the money they got their entrance back. I guess they, and as Bryan Danielson said, don't spend all the money. Don't spend all the money. But watch, they're going to blow off all the money. They got the money. They got their pyro back. Respect the Young Bucks. Yeah, they used the $200K to get that stuff, but they said they still had money. Look at all that pyro. I guess they had to make up for it. The Young Bucks are great guys. My God, the Young Bucks can't afford new shoes. The Young Bucks are the best. The Young Bucks are the best tag team ever. Let's pump the brakes on that. They are one of the best tag teams, but let's pump the brakes when it comes to that, because when you do tag teams, you're opening up a can of worms, and that's a huge discussion. And they put their money on the casino. I would agree with Excalibur. Not that good when handling money. But this is one of 3 qualifier matches for the AEW World Tag Team titles ladder match this weekend. They will be facing off against the Bang Bang Gang. And they are no strangers to each other. It's definitely going to be a fun match. And also feel free to put in the chat who you guys got. And we are in hour number 2 of this 3-hour edition of September to Remember. Here comes Austin Gunn, Juice Robinson, or as I call him, Mr. Timeless Toni Storm, because that's her husband. So, Mr. Timeless Toni Storm. And also make sure to watch his interview with Renee, because the way Juice talks about Toni, it's just really so cute to see, because he was like, that's who I wanted to be, and she's my best friend, and especially how the way they met, it's just so cute to listen to. And I love hearing those kinds of stories. But also feel free to put in the chat who you guys got for this match. Do you have the Young Bucks? Or do you have the Bang Bang Gang winning? And this is going to be a fun match. This is one of 3 qualifying matches for the ladder 4-way match for the AEW World Tag Team titles. Ariel asks if her husband's happy to be married. Well, I'm sure they are, but and Boza, you want the Bang Bang to win, but yeah, because like obviously I can't see a PLE without the Young Bucks. I really can't. I really can't see that happening. And this is why they're one of the best tag teams, because of the synergy and everything else, the connection. But here comes Juice. Clothesline. Here comes Austin. Oh, nice move. It was just funny because she was. Yes, she did. She did look fab. She does. She always looks fabulous in all of her outfits. All of her outfits, her glam, everything. And she's embracing the timeless character, which I think this is the few times that she's enjoyed it. But just make sure you listen to her podcast interview, not only with Ariel Helwani, but also with the Sandman that dropped on Monday. I am going to give a listen to it. I just haven't had the chance to. But very happy to spend it with you guys with me on hour number 2, September to Remember. We're on one of 3 qualifier matches for the AEW Tag Team Title Fatal 4-Way Ladder Match. We have the first round between the Young Bucks and Austin, Gunn, and Juice Robinson of the Bang Bang Gang. So even though it's in picture-in-picture, the match is still going on live. So like I said, I know Boza, he wants the Bang Bang Gang to win, but we know the Young Bucks. But like I said, feel free to go in the chat. And I'm just looking at the chat right here. Hey, Eddie Foster. Everything's going good on my end. Very happy to spend it with me. And hopefully you get to spend September to Remember on this special 3-hour edition of AEW Dynamite with yours truly. It has been a fun night so far. Like I said, we are in hour number 2. So, but it's been a busy Wednesday, so I'm very excited to have you guys all of me. And also checking on alerts on my phone too. So anything happening.
Welcome back to AEW September to Remember live from London, Ontario, Canada. We are in the midst of finding out who will be the first team to qualify for the 4-way ladder match this Saturday afternoon. And all out will it be the Young Bucks or will it be the Bang Bang Gang? They've got the back elbows. The opening and the tactics.
And we are back live. We are back live with the first of 3 qualifying matches for the tag team titles. We have the Bang Bang Gang taking on the Young Bucks.
DraftKings is official partner of AEW right now. Customers can join a free-to-play pool for all-out pay-per-view. Simply answer questions about the main events, get enough right to earn your share of the prize. You don't think that's pathetic? Tell us that DraftKings app.
And he's giving the referee money. Referee for the money on the ring. My God. They're really trying to bribe people from like Renee to the referee. I'm like, oh boy, it's going to cost them. Nice move by Juice. Here's a Juice.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dad. I think maybe a little too soon to tag Austin back in. Nice turnover by Austin. Juice drop Nick in the corner.
Ooh, nice moonsault. Austin.
Every
Kick out by Juice. Yep, it's the countdown to All Out after September to remember. They will be doing a countdown to All Out. Oof. They can't even say EVP trigger. Oh, great. Another super kick. Yay. Here comes Juice. The fans are going by. Like husband, like wife. Kick out made. What's he have? Oh, nice Hurricanrana! Austin made the save. Kick out mate. That's actually a really good match. Is that a power? That has to be it. That's got to be it. Yep. And not surprised, but your winners of this match is the Young Bucks. And supposedly they're trying to go on the road of being the only team so far to be 4-time tag team champions. But we shall see on that. And also, I meant to tell you, and I can't believe I forgot about this, because I know MJF is going to be defending his CMLL World Heavyweight title on Friday. Bro Dino is going to have a busy weekend as well, because they will be facing off. They will actually be defending the tag team titles at the CMLL event. So they got a busy weekend. But we are going within our final, not the tag team title, but from the tag team title qualifier match, we're actually switching to the Unified Championship Eliminator Tournament match. The Beast Mortos taking on Mascara Dorada. So whoever wins will join Konosuke Takeshita and Kazuchika Okada, because that is a match, will be a triple threat happening this weekend at All Out in Toronto. I know, like I said, we're all going to be doing bold predictions on Friday, but I do believe Takeshita is going to be the one to take down Okada. I need it to happen one-on-one. I mean, the triple threat match, yes, but I really want this to be a one-on-one match between them. And that's when I think Takeshita is going to take those belts. So it's a possibility. But like I said, we are at 9:30. Oh my God, where is the time gone? And I get to spend it with all of you here tonight. So it has been a fun Timeless Elite Wednesday with all of you. And also, feel free to put in the chat on where your name is and everything else. And also, since we are in commercial, we're going to share with you this latest project we have of Women's Wrestling Talk, where we are doing a women's archive because we want to keep the spirit of women's wrestling alive and well. And it gives you details on how you can contribute to making this archive a reality.
Women's wrestling didn't just show up yesterday in glitter boots. We've been here the entire time, body slamming through history.
The Women's Wrestling Archive launches January 1st, 2026, and it's going to pave the way for all women's wrestling.
Because if we don't document it, a man might say he did it first.
This has been a passion project for a very long time. Head over to the womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate $1, $5, or whatever you can. It all goes a long way.
Let's give these women the spotlight that they've always deserved.
Her story belongs in history. Help us preserve it today. Join us at womenswrestlingarchive.com. Support the archive. Support women's wrestling. Donate today.
It is a very, very, very project that we're doing. But yeah. And they're showing that, they're showing the promo commercial of Collision, which will be happening after this because they're going to do what hour of Collision. I know that little creep Don Callis could have a busy night. He had Kyle. I know, exactly. That's what I'm saying. He's going to have a busy night. So it's going to be, that creep's going to have a busy night. So the Saturday Tailgate Brawl, we know we have an 8-woman tornado Tailgate Brawl. Julia Hart, Sky Blue, Megan Bayne, and Penelope Ford taking on Willow Nightingale, Mina Shirokana, Harley Cameron, and Queen Aminata. Yeah, they're pretty much showing the of the ladies. It's funny, I met 3 out of the 4 on that team. I haven't met Willow in person, but I met Queen Aminata, Harley Cameron, and Mina Shirokana in person. And Mina's very tiny, but she's very sweet. I do like Julia Hart and Sky Blue as a tag team. That is going to be an interesting match. It's going to be a lot of chaos, a lot of mayhem. And yeah, as I mentioned, Queen Aminata, Thekla in a no-holds-barred match. Yes, so that's good to know. Thank you, Boza. I'm happy they're still... Excuse me, I'm still happy they're playing with the rules a bit. But yeah, we have the Beast Mortos. And we have Mascara Dorada. And this is going to be a fun match. So we'll see who is the last person. And also feel free to put in the chat on who you guys got. You got Mascara Dorada, or do you have the Beast Mortos? And we do have a few more matches left. Obviously, we have Queen Aminata taking on the Toxic Spider Thekla. We also do have 2 more qualifier matches for the AEW World Tag Team title 4-way ladder match. 2 of them. We also have Riho. She's going to be taking on Robyn Renegade. And of course, we cannot forget my gal, my lady of the hour, Toni Storm, will be having the spotlight on her ahead of her match this Saturday at All Out Toronto in a fatal 4-way match. Ooh, nice agility by the Beast Mortos. Nice Hurricanrana. I think there's going to be a lot of agility between these two. This is definitely a lot of agility. These two know each other so well. Oh my God. Oh boy. Mike was down. Hold on. Oh, I love Bryan Danielson. Holy cow. Oh my God. Nice move by Mascara. Oh, nice move. Nice counter by the Beast. Yikes. That's a nasty shoulder block right there. That is a nasty. Oh, that's a nice move between the ropes. Beast Mortos, and that's how they got the fans going for him. I mean, obviously, we know who's he in love with, but way before he was with her, he had very nice agility, and that's what made him be in the Continental Classic, which is very fun to watch. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Hi, Maria. Thank you for joining on Timeless Elite Wednesday with me. You are just in time because we have a match happening right now. It's the final match of the AEW Unified Championship match between the Beast Mortos and Mascara Dorada. Whoever wins that match will be facing off against Konosuke Takeshita and Kazuchika Okada in a 3-way match for the Unified Championship match this weekend. And you said the Paymaker, well, they did turn heel because they did turn heel for a bit, but I think because of the injury, what happened with Colton, obviously Jay White is hurt. I wouldn't mind seeing them be heel again. It's just kind of figuring out because we do need some strong heels in the tag team division. We do need some strong heels. Oh yeah, and they're showing the commercial for Thursday Night Football. My Dolphins taking on the Buffalo Bills. I will say I had a polarizing weekend of football because I do watch college football and my team is Texas A&M, and we beat the number 8 team Notre Dame on Saturday night, which was one of the best games and wins I've seen. And then you head over to Sunday, and I thought the Dolphins were going to beat the Patriots, but we shot ourselves in the foot. And I think the only time I've seen most attention is when we're in scrutiny and people think our season's going to be over. If we go down this hole that we're in, we're going to probably be seeing coaches and general managers get fired. Hopefully, I'm standing by my team. I still love my Dolphins. They have a huge, tall tall order to do because we have not won in Buffalo since 2016. Josh Allen has had our number since he first came into the league. The only 2 losses that he had was when Ryan Tannehill was the quarterback in his rookie year. And then the second loss, obviously, that was when, even though Tua was hurt, Teddy Bridgewater came in. So it's going to be a tall order, especially in division matches, because we play tomorrow, Thursday night, and we play 2 weeks Monday night against the Jets. So lots of football happening, but we are back live with September to Remember in the special 3-hour edition. We have the Beast Mortos taking on Mascara Dorada in a unified championship qualifier match, and whoever wins will face off against Okada and Konosuke Takeshita. I don't have a particular person on who wins. I don't care who wins because I think that match is definitely going to be very, very good. But I think I'll take Mascara Dorada. I think I'll take him. They're saying Lucha. Showing respect to Lucha Wrestling. Ooh. That was a destroyer outside the ring. Are you taking a page from Penta's playbook? Oh my goodness, over the top rope. Oh my God, Dorada is just so fun to watch. My God. My God, he is so fun to watch. Oh my God, that's a dope move. Even Brian Danielson, he's yelling. He's like, cover him, cover him. And I do like they're showing Twitter updates too. I love that they started doing that. The 23rd. Let me see some of the tweets. It's like Hangman Adam Page is literally the best of us. I'm just looking at some of these tweets. It got made. I love that they show snippets of tweets throughout the show. It's pretty funny to see what's tweeting. Oh my goodness. That's a really nice move. That has to be it. Is it? 3. And your winner is Mascara, Dorada, and he will be joining alongside Konosuke Takeshita and Kazuchika Okada. Oh, man. Here comes the Rainmaker. Oh God, I have to deal with that creep. And also, this isn't the last time I'm going to see that creep again, because 2 of his members from his family are going to be in one of 2 qualifying matches for the AEW World Tag Team titles. So, oh boy, I got to deal with this creep. I know, it's crazy. And I saw in person the first week at 2300. And I was saying this for the last couple months, that Okada and Takeshita looked like they were going to go to blows. But here comes Takeshita. Oh, boy. That's what I'm saying. Like, they've been teasing this for almost a year. Because if you remember, because this is right before the Continental Classic happened, Takeshita and Okada were staring at each other. And when Don Callis added him to the family, Takeshita wasn't happy. And look at Mascara. It's like, hey, I'm still here. Just remember, I'm still here. Mascara made a statement. That's going to be a really good match this weekend. Oh, what a coincidence. I get to hear from my lady of the hour, Timeless Toni Storm, where she has the full spotlight on her. She's going to have the spotlight on her next. She's going to be talking about her upcoming battle against 4 of the top ladies in AEW. Like I said, they're showing the commercial of the game tomorrow. My Dolphins taking on the Bills. Very tough game. I feel like anytime the Dolphins are in scrutiny, I feel like this is the game that they're going to win, like, out of the blue. This is going to be very interesting to watch. But yeah, tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football, my Dolphins will be taking on the Buffalo Bills. Tall tax to order, but I will be watching the game because I'm still a fan of them. I love them. Even though we're in a bit of a scrutiny, we're 0-2 in the season, but there's still a lot of football left to be played. I just want to get a win. I just want to get a win for the season. So I just want to get a win. Yeah, I mean, they're going to transition to Collision shortly, and that'll be the final hour. But yeah, we're in the last 15 minutes of the second hour. Where has the time gone? But before I do want to thank everybody for joining with me on this 3-hour edition of AEW Dynamite September to Remember. It has been a fun time in London, Ontario, Canada, and happy to spend with all of you. I will be doing a watch along for All Out Toronto this weekend. I believe we're also going to have a watch along for WrestlePalooza. Not sure who's going to be on that watch along, but we shall see. And Boza, Seth Rollins was crying on first day. I kind of knew because he didn't mention it on Raw on Monday. I thought at least he would mention about the Bears, but I guess I was wrong. Yeah. But you could listen to the commercials. But like I said, it's been fun with all of you. But yeah, we get to hear from my lady of the hour. Well, I will say at least we get to see 2 women's matches on the final hour on Collision. I ain't complaining about that. I'm happy we get to see at least 2 of the ladies' matches. Okay, yeah, because after this we have 2 female matches, and I'm hoping they get the time they deserve. And the last 2 AEW World Tag Team titles qualifier matches. And also, I will not be shocked if we do get some backstage segments in between. So it's gonna be very interesting. And here she is, the timeless one. And she has a wrestling gear on, so she's ready for a fight. There she is. And let's hear what she has to say. Give her spotlight. Let the spotlight shine. And let's hear what my lady of the hour has to say. Yes, she is. She's still the champ.
But for how much longer? I do not know. 7 months ago, I won my baby back.
Yes, you did.
And since then, I have lived every day as though it's my last.
Mm-hmm.
I have slain beasts, belt collectors, and forever champions. And I have loved every single disgusting, sweaty, bloody, sexually questionable second of it.
Oh my goodness.
Because AEW is where the best wrestle.
Mm-hmm. It's our toughest test this weekend.
You're not willing to put your life on the line every time you step in that ring, then darling, you ain't shit.
Oh! She said it. She said it.
And now I risk it all for 3 women who are worthy of this mantle.
Mm-hmm.
So, if this is indeed the end of my reign, then it's been the honor of my life.
And you had a wonderful reign.
But ladies,
Mm-hmm.
if you really want to take my title, then I suggest you burn my body to the ground. And then you pack my ashes into a little pipe, and then you take a big fat puff, because nobody will get me and you as high as I can, darling.
Oh!
Personally, I'm not a fan of the spotlight. You can go ahead and do that. Just know, after all out, it's not going to look so good without that title, is it? It's been a long time since it's just you and I. It seems as though you've got some stuff, but I want you to remember just 3 things. 1, I don't forget. 2, you invited me into this match. And 3, Peter hits hard.
Finally, they're reliving the story again.
Well, if we're all coming out here to make a claim for ourselves, I'm not really sure I have one. I haven't wrestled for this title in 4 years. And as I stand here looking at the current champ and a former one, I realize maybe It's because neither of you have the ovaries. So come Saturday, just remember you can't stop stacked.
Well, interesting.
Well then, trim your bushes, bitches, because we're about to go all out, and it's going to be...
Oh, Thekla ruined it. Wow. Thekla has a no holds barred match against Queen Aminata, so that's gonna be oh god. I know Toni Storm, but I did like that Jamie Hayter and Chris Statlander were involved in the promo. I did like that. But it's a no hold barred match between Queen Aminata and Thekla. Yes, Boza, it is so nice to see the ladies ending. And I did like that they put in that little segue of a segment. And I love that they are revisiting Jamie Hayter and Toni Storm with the fact they do have an unorthodox rivalry. And also, I know, like, at Double or Nothing, I was a bit peeved that Jamie didn't win, but I'm happy she lost because I want this story between Toni and Jamie to happen one-on-one. And I would love for it to escalate onto Wembley next year. By the grace of God and the bookings and creative, if they can get this right, because there is a story in place, I would love to see Jamie Hayter win the AEW Women's title at Wembley Stadium, especially with the fact Jamie has never wrestled since they started All Out at Wembley Stadium. She's never had the opportunity to do that, and I would love for the two of them, not because they're my ladies, but they have a story that needs to be told. And I would love nothing more for it to happen. I am happy to see Chris Statlander get her first opportunity at the AEW Women's title. And I'm really happy. Yep, Boza, I'm really happy Queen Aminata is keeping her momentum going, and she's very stepping up to the plate since some of the ladies were hurt. And you're right, she did advance from Taya Valkyrie in the first round of the Ring of Honor Women's Pure Championship tournament. I actually had the chance to see it during Death Before Dishonor. We know Deonna Purrazzo will be facing off against Trisha Adora. That's going to be a good match. And we do have a lot of matches in the tournament. Yep, Excalibur mentioned it regarding Jamie Hayter when her and Toni Storm met and the injury happened. Jeez, they're really going at it with each other. Well, Terry, to be fair, their women's division needs some intact because the wrestling's there. They just need to create consistent storylines. And I feel like they need to share the love of storylines within the women's division, not put all your eggs in one basket onto one match, because there are a lot of storylines that they could work with. Oh, nice move by Thekla. But I will say on the WWE side, NXT has the best and loaded women's division on that roster. I just want to be very clear that. Yes, AEW on paper, they do have it, but they just have to get some kinks in. Because I do think they do have potential of being the best, one of the best women's rosters in wrestling. It's just they need to get their ducks in a row and figure out what they want to do. But I believe it's going to happen sooner than you think. It's going to happen sooner than you think. But like I said, thank you guys for joining me on this watch along for AEW Dynamite, because we're almost in the final hour. I can't believe it. We're almost in the final hour. Where has the time gone? And it's just been so fun spending it with all of you. Also, to make sure because after I wrap up my watch along, we're going to head over to WWT Live, where we're going to do quick recaps of not just AEW Dynamite, NXT, Raw, also giving like a few news that are happening around the wrestling space, and to get you ready for 2 big PLEs happening this weekend. So myself and Honey are going to be hosting. So far it's only us. I don't know who else is going to join. We shall see. But yeah, it's going to be a fun night. So you can hang out with the ladies of WWT Live. So everything is going to be happening after AEW Dynamite is done. So like I said, thank you all for joining. Thank you all for joining with me. And also, and before I forget, is there a coffee? Because, obviously the next morning you're going to feel tired. You're going to feel groany and cranky. But do you need a coffee that won't powerbomb your sleep schedule? Savory's has got you. It's premium craft decaf and half-calf coffee. Bold flavor, no jitters. Made from high-altitude Arcbia beans. Naturally decaffeinated with no harsh chemicals. Bourbon, pecan decaf, minted mocha. Yeah, they're that good. And make sure to use the exclusive code of 25% off at savorista.com. The code is 691793. Again, the code is 691793. That's savorista.com, because cutting caffeine shouldn't mean cutting flavor. So best way to get you up, best way to get your spirits up with some coffee in the morning. And I appreciate you, Boza, at 3 hours. So I'm doing double duty tonight, but you know what? We gotta keep it going, because boss lady, she's doing some work, so the rest of us, we're holding down the fort. But we're back live. We have a no holds barred match with the ladies. Queen Aminata taking on Thekla. This rivalry has been brewing up for the last few months. And if I were them, I would, no pun intended, go all out in this match and just give it everything you've got. Ooh, nice move by Queen Aminata. And also, little FYI, Thekla has not been pinned since she's came to AEW. That's just a little thought. Yes, we are. We're in the final hour. It is 10 o'clock. Oh, boy. We are finally here in the final hour. Oof. Kick out made. Real okay. They shift over from Dynamite, and now we're on Collision. I mean, they could have waited till the match was over. Ooh, nice hit. Oh my God. Well, at least the fans are saying this is awesome. That makes me feel better of the ladies. Oh man, 3. And your winner of this match is Thekla. So definitely a good match, and I do like the hype. Reminds me of WCW days. They use no transitions to another hour. Yeah, that is true. Oh, let's see what Thekla has to say. She's calling out my lady. Oh. Here she is. Why do I feel like they're definitely going to have a match with each other after All Out? And the thing about it is, Toni doesn't have to be the one pinned. And even if it has to be a new title, it's not going to hurt her. Hi, Frederick Cole. Thank you for joining on this watch along. And here's Jamie Hayter. And Chris Statlander. I loved how Jamie was steady looking on. But like I said, her and Toni need to have a one-on-one match with each other. And there's Sky Blue and Julia Hart. What is that little run wheeler Yuta doing? I just need her to kick her ass. I need somebody to beat the hell out of her. Because sooner or later, I know, Boza, it's crazy. It's like, I don't even know. I mean, we already saw Daniel Garcia join the Death Riders. Do not be shocked if Chris Statlander joins the Death Riders too. Do not be shocked either, because that's what I'm saying. Sooner or later, Marie Shafir is going to get her ass kicked, because I've been waiting for her and Willow to have a one-on-one match. Look at Toni Storm. She got the chair. And, here come 2 former rivals. I love that they're teasing the 2 of them. I love that they're teasing this because I really need to see a one-on-one with them. I need to see a one-on-one. Two of my ladies going at each other. Well, it was going to happen sooner than later, but I need those 2 to play it out until Wembley next year. I need them to play it out. And I really need them to really up off Jamie Hayter's character development, because I know she's dressed up like the 70s, but if you can give her like an updated version of like the Doors, that would be crazy. And yeah, Bozy, you're right. When she was with the Outcast, Whew. Well, that was an interesting Dynamite, and now we shift right into Collision. I'm going to tell you right now, the two of them one-on-one are going to be so fun. Oh, and here is Alicia, the newly bride. She's talking with Scorpio Sky, Top Flight, and Christopher Daniels. There's Hangman. Oh, that's so nice. The champ, because him and Christopher Daniels are friends. So, Skyflight, they're taking care of each other because they had a big match with the Don Callis family. So we will find out who is the second team to involved in this. It'll be Kill Switch and Kip Sabian taking on JetSpeed. And yes, Boza, thank you for confirming, as that is the main event. Because after this match, we have Riho taking on Robyn Renegade. But I'm pretty sure in between they'll have some backstage stuff. So we shall see. I was wondering if Alicia she didn't. I think she's trying to play kayfabe a bit on screen and just saying like, oh yeah, I don't care about that dirtbag. I know she changed her last name on Instagram, but I think Alicia is playing along with this, which I love. And it's nice to kind of get away because, if you know my day job, I work in PR, I work in media. So I have to keep up with the news, especially with what's happening in the world. And I'm sure you guys have known it that, fortunately, ABC suspended Jimmy Kimmel indefinitely. And that's kind of really hard to do because I know people do watch Jimmy Kimmel on ABC. And I was just saying this to fellow PR peers because I feel like we need to talk about free speech, redefine it in a way. And I was kind of looking through socials a bit and seeing people kind of outraged by it. I even saw Kevin Nash. Very few wrestlers, because you'd be very surprised how many wrestlers are very outspoken on some issues that are current events that are happening in the world right now, especially on the non-political side. So I'm really happy some of them are using their voice and really talking about issues that happen in real life. But sometimes you kind of have to get away and enjoy it here. So I'm really happy to talk about wrestling with all of you and just enjoy it. And we have our second qualifier tag team match for the ladder match. We have Kip Sabian and Kill Switch taking on the team of JetSpeed. But feel free to put in the chat on who you guys got. You got Kip Sabian and Kill Switch, or do you have JetSpeed advancing into All Out this weekend? And also, I meant to ask you, it looks like Kevin Nice trying to make a move to Mother Wayne. And also, shout out to iDrink, which is one of the drink sponsors for AEW. I had the chance to meet them during residency in Philadelphia, and it's really great. It's always great to interact with some of the brands because they're learning about the wrestling space and being a fan of wrestling, just learning the terminology and everything else happening. So it's nice. It's nice being in that space. But nice tag team by JetSpeed. But like I said, feel free to put in the chat who you guys got. You got Kip Sabian and Kill Switch, or do you have JetSpeed advancing this weekend? So feel free to put in the chat. And we are in the final hour. We're pretty much in the final hour of September to remember. Can't believe it. I do love the handshake they do. That is really dope. Ooh, nice move by Speedball. And he's from Canada, by the way. Look at Mother. Oh my God. I'm laughing at the interaction between Kevin Knight and Mother Wayne. Oh, look at Mother Wayne. She's just messing with mind games. Oh, even though the match is in picture, the match is still going live. So we do see Speedball outside the ring, kill switch, trying to intimidate Kevin Knight.
We are going to have to.
Next level dog people give their dogs next level protection with Next Star Plus. One and done monthly parasite protection against fleas, ticks, heartworm disease, roundworms, and hookworms. Use with caution in dogs with a history of seizures or neurologic disorders. Get next level protection with Next Star Plus.
And also just to let you know, we're back live with the third qualifier match for the AEW World Tag Team titles. We have Kill Switch and Kip Sabian taking on the team of JetSpeed. Nice move by Kevin Knight. Also, I just realized too, because this is our collision, I just realized this is his collision. And I had to put two and two together. I know Excalibur doesn't do it, but how come Nigel's not announcing? I mean, I know him and Bryan Danielson do have some issues with each other, but I would just be cracking up hilarious if it was Tony Schiavone, Nigel McGuinness, and Bryan Danielson all in the commentator. That would be absolutely hilarious. Also, I want to know. Also, I'm very curious on who's going to be commentary this weekend at All Out Toronto. It would be insane. I just realized it. I was like, how come Nigel's not commentating? Ooh, nice move. Kick out by Kill Switch. Oh boy. Oh, geez. It looks like there's a lot of tension between Kip Sabian and Kill Switch. Thanks, Frederick Cole. I'm happy to do 3-hour watch alongs, but it does get a little bit tiring. But next, Kill Switch abandoned Kip Sabian. I guess it may end too soon. Ooh, that has to be it. That has to be over. And your winners of this. I see Kevin Knight taunting Mother Wayne. I love it. He's using his manly charms towards Mother Wayne. But your winners is JetSpeed. They will be advancing on to the four-way ladder match. We now know what the main event is. Hechicero and Josh Alexander taking on Top Flight. And we also do have Riho taking on Robyn Renegade. And also, we probably make an appearance from a Miss CEO, the reigning TBS champion. She may make an appearance. Use his manly charms so JetSpeed can get the turn. I will say they will be giving a lot of good spots. I will say that for sure. They will definitely be getting a lot of spots. I feel like that's going to be a very fun match in a fatal four-way. A lot of chaos is going to happen. I would say them two and Bandino are going to probably give us some WTF moments. Look at Mother Wayne. Mother Wayne's trying to counsel. Oh, and here's Big Bill. Yep, it's Big Bill versus Eddie Kingston this weekend. Did he just call Eddie Kingston a fraud? Did he just call him a fraud? I don't know what Big Bill smokes, but I would not want to mess with Eddie Kingston. But he is coming back this weekend. Also with the fact too, you know, and it actually does bring up a conversation because with Chris Jericho and everything else, because I know people can talk a lot of shit about the learning tree, but also with the Jericho Appreciation Society, it has helped some people in that realm, and they are getting a lot of TV time. I mean, Daniel Garcia, he's doing a shift working with John Moxley. Daddy Magic, we're seeing him a lot on TV. Obviously, we've seen the return of Anna Jay and Tay. And also with the fact, too, since they both joined the Learning Tree, and even after they dismantle it, this is the most TV appearances I've seen from both Big Bill and Brian Keith. So you could say a lot, whatever you want about Chris Jericho, but he has done his influential part. And this is the most they've ever gotten TV time, which is very impressive. So kudos to them. I think it's going to be a very interesting match. And I can't believe it, across the border. I'm like, do you know, it's actually not too far of a drive from New York to Canada, especially if you live in upstate New York. You're not that far from Niagara Falls. Yeah, he's getting a singles pay-per-view. It's very interesting. And also with the fact, too, it is going to lead a lot because with Eddie, he still has some unfinished business with Gabe Kidd and the Death Riders. And also with the fact, too, Darby's going to need some friends. I mean, I'm pretty sure depending with Eddie Kingston, we'll see where he's at. Also figuring out like who is going to help him fade off against the Death Riders. I know Hangman, he still has to deal with the Don Callis family and MJF. So that's another thing. But yeah, Darby's going to have to call friends. I mean, got to get my main squeeze, freshly squeezed, Orange Cassidy. And also calling on Powerhouse Hobbs and Samoa Joe because they've had their problems. But also with the fact, too, Hooks also supposedly has some beef with the Ops. So it's like... And I think Darby, that's what he was saying from last year. Like, everybody in AEW has to get on the same page, but we're supposed to face off against a common enemy, not within each other. We're supposed to face off against a common enemy, that is the Death Riders. So that's what Darby was trying to say from last year. But anyways, but up next we have Riho taking on Robyn Renegade. It has been a fun 3-hour show. And also, it really, even if you're not an avid watcher of AEW, it does make you a little bit intrigued on watching AEW All Out in Toronto. But like I said, they're mentioning the coffin match. Oh, so Bryan Danielson was the one that sat with Darby Allin. Oh, man. And he did. He did.
would never turn my back on someone I consider family. Take Sting, for example. I would never turn my back on Sting. Going back to Mox, do you feel like I don't know. I don't know. But I want you to give your word to me right now. Whatever happens out there, don't get involved.
He tells him, you're telling Bryan Danielson not to get involved? He told him not to get involved. I know, that's what I'm saying. He made me work with Nigel.
Give me your word. You will not interfere in my match on Saturday. No matter what happens, do not step foot in that ring. Listen, my word means as much to me as your word means to you. I promise. I won't get involved. But you have to promise me one thing.
What's he whispering in his ear? What do you whisper in his ear? He's a man of his word. He's a stand-up man. Oh my god. Boza, you know what? I think he made me in commentary this weekend. And I don't know why, but we may be seeing an unlikely duo. And I'm not saying this, it may be a little bit crazy, but just bear with me. And I'm just going to say it out loud. Nigel McGuinness, Bryan Danielson on the same tag team. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. But switching gears, we do have the TBS champion, Mercedes Moné, and she is 6 weeks. And like you said, Boza, 28 days short, but she's 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Yeah, like she has to be like 6 or 5 weeks away from breaking Jade's record. She's almost there. Well, actually, Boza, it's very interesting you say that because I will be saying that WWT. But I also do want to give congratulations to Nigel McGuinness and his partner on getting their first child, which is so awesome to have. We were supposed to say it on Monday, but I'll say it on WWT Live when we get on the show. So definitely want to wish congratulations to him. Definitely doing his thing. Happy to see him. And there is Riho, the inaugural AEW Women's Champion. And right before her big match against Mercedes Moné, because if you remember, Riho was the first female to interact with Mercedes Moné on her first night. On AEW Dynamite against Robyn Renegade. And Robyn's no joke. Yes, it is her first singles match in a year. Boza, that's okay. But like I said, we're it was supposed to be on Monday, but we can give a shout out to Nigel on Wednesday. So give a shout out to him. But like I said, the reigning TBS champion Mercedes Moné is doing commentary and checking out her opponent this weekend, Riho. Yes, Boza. Like I said, she's almost there breaking Jade's record. That's why I said after Jade's record, she could drop it. But I do believe, because I know people think Riho, I don't think they're going to have her drop the belt right before she breaks it. I do have a feeling it is going to be Alex Windsor being the one to do it. The first match between them was really good, and I do think there is a lot of work that can be done. You just have to figure out how that's going to work. And also with the fact, too, a lot of pressure. Ooh, nice crossbody by Riho. Rio's looking at Mercedes. Riho wants a TBS title. She really wants it. Who does she think she is ordering somebody to get back to the ring? Lady, I don't know who you think you are. Just because you walk around here with 9 belts. I'm just saying. And even though the match is on, it's in picture. I know. Yeah, this is her 21st. And we are back live where we have the reigning and defending TBS champion Mercedes Moné doing commentary. Riho taking on Robyn Renegade. Yeah. Don't worry, Bosa. Like I said. Don't worry, Bosa. Because like I said, she's almost there. She's gonna break Jade's record. She's gonna break it. She's almost there. Hi, Roland. How are you? Thank you for joining on Timeless Elite Wednesday with your PR princess, your Timeless Elite, whatever you want to call me. Stone Cold Courtney is with you to help you out on this interesting week in the real world. My day job, I work in PR, but I figured I'd give you something to make you guys feel good. And that is 3 hours of AEW Dynamite in September. To remember, we are in the final hour, or should I say soon to be final 20 minutes on here. We have Riho taking on Robyn Renegade. Nice move by Riho. Yeah, she should be. Yeah, you should be. You should have a look on your face. Riho, no, don't let her size fool you. 3, and your winner is Riho, and there's a reason why she's the inaugural AEW Women's Champion. And I can tell, Roland, you do love Mercedes Moné as a CEO. Don't underestimate her. But like I said, Mercedes is going to drop it after she breaks Jake's record, so I'm not really worried about it. But Robyn Renegade. Oh. Well, here comes Mercedes. Robyn Renegade doing the damage. I still think it's going to be Alex Windsor. I still think it's Alex. It's funny. She had the same look on her face when Toni Storm beat her. When Toni beat her. I could say that because my lady has a win over her. I'm just saying. But she said she's going for all the belts. She's trying to find belt number 10. Oh God, and we're talking about this. So last week, as I mentioned, my guys, Caster and Bowens, Jerry Lean was talking, and they're teasing a bit. They're teasing, and I love it. I love it. And who better to do it than Jerry Lynn? Because everybody loves Jerry Lynn. And they did it on the final night of AEW Collision at 2300. So let this tease a bit. Let it tease a bit because I do have them returning in 2026. So there'll be a lot. I know, Boza. Don't worry, she's gonna get a taste of Riho this weekend. But I still think Alex Windsor is gonna be the one to dethrone her for the TBS title. I just feel it. It's not because I don't want her to. I don't know why Councilman had said think I'm like slandering Mercedes. It's not like I'm saying anything that's like sexist or anything. Sometimes you gotta give constructive feedback. And they can give it to my lady. Like I said, they just show a clip of my guys, the Acclaimed with Jerry Lynn, and yeah, I'll let this tease a bit because I feel like there is a lot. And I may be explaining this on social too, because I feel like it's a storyline not many people are paying attention to. So, but like I said, we are soon to be 15 minutes of September to remember, but very happy to spend it with all of you. Just make sure once we wrap up here to check out WWT Live that definitely do that. Exactly, Bosa. Like I said, I can't see her dropping it right before she breaks Jade's record. And she's almost there. And that's why I do have a feeling Alex Windsor is going to be the one to dethrone her. I just need Tony Khan and whoever is a part of creative to really make her a strong contender. She's a great wrestler. It's just you got to make strong of her character. And plus, I do like the interactions her and Tony Storm have. I would like that to increase again because I loved it when they tangoed in the ring, and I love that. And the plus, she could get some help because Tony pinned her. So I know, but ooh, let's see. Courtney, which matches are you most excited to see at WrestlePalooza? Ooh, thank you for that comment, Roland. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, Boza. I feel like she needs to have. I do see her being the one to do it. It's just they need to build a stronger contender out of her because the match she had with her at 2300 was great, and it didn't make her weak. It's just continuing to build her. So that's why I got my gal, Alex Windsor. So I definitely think they're going to give her time. And that is true, even if she wasn't breaking the record. But I think it does make sense with the fact like she's almost there. So, and plus she can brag and say, I'm the longest reigning TBS. Oh, and here are the Death Riders with Claudio. Why are you going to go after Shibata, man? So it looks like Tailgate Raw. It'll be Shibata taking on Daniel Garcia. And also, it's one of the few times I've ever seen Shibata sound angry. And I love it. And it looks like Claudio, that little runt Wheeler Yuta, and all the Death Riders are calling out the ops. Oh boy. So that's why Darby's going to have some friends. I feel like he's going to get some help from Eddie. And he told Darius Danielson to not get involved. And watch. Oh Lord, I got to deal with this creep. Oh Lord. Oh my God. Well, and you know the funny part about it is Don Callis is from Canada, by the way. He's from Winnipeg. And Josh Alexander is also Canadian too. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's gonna have a pretty busy schedule. Oh boy. I'll be seeing him all on Saturday. Oh boy. Well, it is our main event. Josh Alexander, Hechicero, taking on Top Flight. You can expect some shenanigans from the rest of the Don Callis family. And do not be shocked if you do see Hangman. Well, here comes Christopher Daniels. He's going to be in the corner of that. And I'm happy to see Top Flight really getting back into tag team because there are no slouches either. It's just very hard because I know Dante had to deal with injury. Then they had to figure out in the shuffle. But I'm really happy they are getting back in the fold of tag team. Oh, God, that little creep. You know, it's funny. Even though Darby Allin told Bryan Danielson not to get involved, watch Bryan Danielson do the opposite of that. And I'm just saying, and I just want you to keep a theory. Bryan Danielson, Nigel McGuinness, taking out the Death Riders. Just think about this in your heads, because that's a theory that I'm thinking in my head that I may sound crazy, but it may work with the fact Nigel did pair up with Daniel Garcia. And with the fact, too, if you remember from Wrestle Dream, Moxley actually threw headsets at Nigel. Especially, I think Saturday marks 1 year since, he was forced to end his career. It's funny to see. It is at the same time, but when you really think about it, watch. When Darby said Bryan, when Darby tells Bryan not to do it, he's going to end up doing the opposite. He's going to end up doing the opposite. And then you'll probably see Nigel McGuinness come in because Nigel McGuinness is still confused as to why Daniel Garcia. And also with the fact, too, Daniel Garcia was at ringside with him when he faced off against Zack Sabre Jr. And you're right, Roland. Hangman could be attacking Kyle Fletcher backstage right now. He could be. But this is our main event. Hechicero, Josh Alexander taking on Top Flight. This is the final qualifier match. The winner of this match gets in the 4-way ladder match at All Out this weekend. Who do you guys got? Feel free to put in the chat on who you guys got. You guys got Top Flight, or do you have Josh Alexander and Hechicero? I know, definitely with Hechicero. He had a really good match with Bandino. Okay, so the match is going in picture because October, we're in playoff season. Baseball playoff season. And over here, since I live closer to Philadelphia, everybody's talking about the Phillies with Red October. So it's going to be very fun to see playoffs, World Series, all that good stuff. But like I said, even though it's picture, the match is still going live. And we are almost halfway done. Timeless Elite Wednesday on a 3-hour edition. So it has been fun spending 3 hours with all of you to get you ready for All Out Toronto this weekend. Like I said, there will be a watch along for All Out Toronto. There will also be a watch along for WrestlePalooza. I don't know who's going to be doing it, but someone from the team will be doing that. And also, we'll be doing bold predictions on Friday ahead of it. But don't forget, after Timeless Elite Wednesday is over, we're going to head right over to WWT Live with myself and Honey. And who else is going to be joining us? Who knows? So we have a lot to cover. A lot of recaps, obviously, from AEW Dynamite. We have NXT from last night. We also have Raw. We got to recap on, but also news that's happening with the top PLEs ahead of this weekend. So you do not want to miss that. And also, there were some interesting notes on, because I didn't realize there is a media call for WrestlePalooza today, and there was some interesting stuff that happened. So, yeah. Yes, Boza, thank you for that, because there will be a Tuesday Night War. It will be a special edition of Timeless, well, not Timeless Elite Wednesday, but Timeless Elite Tuesday. It'll be a special edition of that, because I'll be doing a watch along, and I welcome anybody. I don't turn my back on no one. And we are back in the main event. All right, so we are back alive with our main event. Josh Alexander and Hechicero taking on Top Flight. Whoever wins gets a final spot in the tag team ladder match ahead of this weekend, Saturday at All Out. So it should be a fun match. I do agree, Maria. Top Flight does deserve better booking, and it would be cool for them to be a part of this match. Nothing against the Don Callis family, but it would be nice for Top Flight to get back in there. You know, Roland, you say Top Flight? I wouldn't mind seeing Top Flight get the win. I do think they get the win. I mean, nothing against Josh Alexander and Hechicero, but it just would be nice to see them get a win. And the champ Hangman said he would be able to support. So But it's nice to see some of the young people that we don't see on a week-to-week basis up to the plate, because obviously some of the top-tier guys are going to be out for a while. Like, as I mentioned earlier, Will Ospreay, Swerve Strickland, Kenny Omega. And it's nice to see like some guys are getting a spotlight in, and hopefully we see more guys soon. Obviously, Daniel Garcia with the Death Riders. I have to see what's going on with Hook since he came back. Obviously, we're going to see the return of Eddie Kingston this Saturday. Also, I'm still waiting on my main squeeze, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. I'm waiting for him to come back. So yeah, they're going over the tailgate brawl that's happening right before All Out Toronto. Oh, so we have the wow, they have a match. So it looks like Hobbs and Samoa Joe are going to be in action on Saturday. I guess they want to pick up that pay-per-view check. Actually, the pay-per-view bonus. But it's definitely going to be a Stackville one with their tailgate brawl and also the main show. Ooh, nice move by Dante. Nice kick by Hechicero. Thank you for that, Boza. The Ring of Honor work horseman. Whoa, man. Oof. I really thought Top Flight would get the win, but your winners. Your winners are Hechicero and Josh Alexander. They will be advancing. I hope they don't make Rodito transitional tag team champions, because I would feel really upset. I would feel really upset about this. But it's going to be a fun tag team match. I'm very excited. And Christopher Daniels checking on Dante. I know. I'm like, oh, God. Here's the rest of the Don Callis family. Christopher Daniels is all by himself. Poor guy. Where's Scorpio Sky? Oh, there's Scorpio Sky. There's JetSpeed. Because I know they got their issues with the Don Callis family. Well, at least Christopher Daniels got out of there. And there's the Young Bucks. Obviously, those little weasels. And I know there's one more tag team missing, but like I said, Brodino has to... Oh, there they are! There's Brodino. As I mentioned, right before their match on Saturday, they have to defend the AEW tag team titles at CMLL's event that's happening this Friday. Obviously, we know MJF will be defending the CMLL World Heavyweight title against Mystico in a Max versus Hair match. Good luck, Courtney. We have to see. I know, right? We have to see him 3 times on Saturday. God forbid. And there's Bandito. Bandito's doing what he does best. He is so funny to watch. I will say, when I went... Yep, they are. Oh, we shall see, Boza. I could have sworn, because I heard of the event this weekend. Oh, Lance Archer kicking Christopher Daniels. This is just a brawl that's breaking out. You know what I find interesting? I love Bryan Danielson's commentary. He just so... Oh, Lord. Oh, and speaking of Hangman, here is the champ. Or should I say the cowboy? Oh, it did? Okay, thank you, Boza. But yeah, here comes... Actually, I'm going to throw this out there because I know we did see Hangman. Why do I have this utmost feeling that Orange Cassidy is going to make an appearance this weekend? I know we haven't seen him for a while. I have a feeling he's going to make an appearance either this weekend or at Full Gear because he's from my home state. And there's Kyle Fletcher. Oh, Lord. Stupid Rocky. And then Kyle Fletcher trying to put the upper hand on Hangman. Oh, boy. They're just jumping the chip. What's he getting? Oh, my goodness, on the table. They're trying to do the same thing they did to Kenny Omega 2 weeks ago. And also, I think with the fact, too, I don't think Hangman should be worried. I think with the fact, too, this is a big, big match for Kyle. I mean, but Kyle's been involved in many matches, but this is probably a big match for him being with a top-tier AEW star, especially with the fact, as I mentioned, some of your top guys are gone. And also, this is really an interesting way to bring some new blood in to step up to the plate and who is going to lead AEW in the next 5-6 years. So, for Kyle Fletcher, ooh. Oh, man. Kyle Fletcher hit him with a belt. So this is a big test for Kyle Fletcher. And you know what? I think regardless of the outcome, this is going to be a big test for him to see if he can hang with the big players. And he drilled Hangman the same way he did to Kenny Omega. Well, that was a statement made. Boy. Agree, Boza. This is a big test for Kyle. First time going for the World Heavyweight title. Plus, it's a big day for, everything. It's a big, big day this weekend. So, Kyle had when Kane asked him at the media scrum. It's been a very interesting and fun journey to watch of young Kyle Fletcher. But I do think regardless of the outcome, he is definitely going to have a good match and show that he can be the top guy, one of the future top guys in AEW. So he made a bold statement. He did the same. He took out Hangman the same way of Kenny Omega. And that is very interesting to say. But that concludes AEW Dynamite, September to remember. We've seen a lot of flashes, hits, shenanigans, misses, everything happening. I'm very happy to spend it with all of you. Like I told you before, make sure to head over to WWT Live with me and Honey. Give the rundown on not just AEW Dynamite, but NXT, Raw, and everything to get you ready for the 2 PLEs this weekend. So, but again, thank you for joining with me. It has been a pleasure with all of you. I got to give a shout out to people in the chat, so I won't forget. Shout out to Roland, Eddie Foster, Boza, Maria, Terry M hopped on for a bit. Making sure I didn't. Frederick Cole, thank you guys for joining. Michael Vasquez, thank you all for joining with me on this edition of Timeless Elite Wednesday. Like I said, you can follow me on my socials on @CourtneyNJ11. I got a lot of content happening because your Timeless Elite, she's going to be back in service because I'm going to do what I do best, and that is to help people because we need it, especially in this day and age. We need to help people. But feel free to that. I will see you over at WWT Live, and make sure to follow Women's Wrestling Talk the number one women's wrestling network on the planet. Have a great evening, and I will see you shortly.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the number one women's wrestling network on the planet.